When the United States carried out a sudden military operation in Venezuela, most people saw it as just another foreign policy headline. But thousands of kilometers away in Denmark, politicians, economists, and defense officials were watching very closely. Not because of Venezuela itself, but because of what the action signaled. That if strategic interests are involved, the rules can change very quickly. And that raised an uncomfortable question. Could Greenland be next? Greenland may look like an empty, frozen island, but economically, it is anything but empty. It sits on rare earth minerals, potential energy resources, and future Arctic shipping routes that could reshape global trade. This is why Donald Trump's renewed interest in Greenland was dismissed as a joke this time. It landed in a world already shaped by conflict, competition, and rising geopolitical tension. Denmark is one of the most financially stable countries in Europe. Strong public finances, low debt, a carefully managed currency. But stability doesn't mean immunity. After the Venezuela operation, Danish officials quietly worried that Greenland could become a bargaining chip in a much larger power game. That fear alone, even without a single policy change, is enough to affect markets. When geopolitical risk rises, governments respond in predictable ways. They spend more on defense. They reinforce borders. They prepare for worst-case scenarios. That money doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from higher taxes, more borrowing, or less spending on healthcare, education, and infrastructure. For ordinary people, this is how global power politics shows up in everyday life. Donald Trump has repeatedly justified his Greenland interest by warning that Russia or China could gain influence in the Arctic. Danish military leaders have publicly said there is no immediate Russian or Chinese threat in Greenland, but fear itself is powerful. Once security becomes a political talking point, financial priorities shift even if the threat never materializes. The European Union has made it clear that Greenland is not alone. Denmark has diplomatic backing, but backing also comes with expectations: stronger defense commitments, stronger coordination, and higher spending. Danish industries from shipping to energy operate best in stability. When uncertainty rises, investment slows, costs rise, and growth becomes harder to sustain. The Greenland situation isn't about land ownership. It's about how fear, power, and global competition quickly reshape financial reality. And for ordinary people, the biggest cost is rarely announced. It's paid slowly through higher prices, tighter budgets, and fewer economic choices.